So what's up, YouTube? It's Jim with Bush League Overlanding again. I got a quick question for you guys. Do you guys use as a general rule, do you guys take a navigator co-pilot with you, or do you typically hit the trails alone? For me, generally speaking, I have a navigator co-pilot. My buddy Cliff has been my navigator co-pilot since we started. He was the one that actually introduced me to the sport of overlanding, if you want to call it a sport, the pastime, whatever, the love, the obsession, really. So naturally, when we made our first big trip, he was my first choice. Couldn't imagine even hitting them trails without it. So, I guess it's like buying a new car. I've known Cliff a long time. We've been friends forever. And when we go out and have a few beers together, we always have a great time. But you know what? In this case, I try to liken the experience to having Cliff as my co-pilot, kind of like standing at the front door and looking out at a fresh cut lawn and wanting to just run through that fresh cut grass barefooted and just enjoy it, feel it between your toes and all that. Well, in this case, it was kind of like getting out there in the middle of that grass and figuring out that that's not just my front yard, that's my dog's bathroom. All good in theory, but when it comes right down to it, is that really the guy that you want with you? We love each other, right? Okay, whatever. We're good buddies. We have some beers together, have a good time. But man, big old overlanding trip, you're talking, 8, 10, 12 hours a day in the cab of the truck together. You get out of the truck to camp, and he's there. You can't get away from it every day for 2 weeks. All I'm saying is, take your time and pick that person wisely. Okay? Just put some real thought into it, or you may end up like me.
What's up, everybody? Cliff here from Bush League Overlanding, the guy that Jim's always talking about. Nice to meet you. See, the thing about Jim, he's great to be out on the trail with, fun to be out there with. We've been friends for a long time. Didn't start out that way, I'll let him tell you that. I asked him to go on the overlanding trip because I wanted people involved that you could stand to be around for a long period of time, because you're going to be in that car. Our first trip was 2 weeks, so you're going to be in that vehicle for 2 solid weeks with someone else who, if you can't get along with them, there's no point in them going. But we never really didn't have an issue with not getting along. It was he likes to get up super early. I don't get it. If it's some kind of race between him and the sun, he has to be up before the sunset. And I get that he gets up early because of his job. I do too. Just not a fan. I just don't get up as early. Not a fan of getting up early. Hate it. Total night owl.
One of the things I love about overlanding is getting up early and being there drinking coffee when that's first light of day, watching that sunrise. I'm kind of an early riser anyway, but I really, really enjoy the sunrises in the morning and the sunsets at night. It's just that, it's majestic. Now, how else do you describe that? Well, this guy, Cliff, I don't know that the boy's ever even seen a sunrise. Out there on the trail, if he gets up at 10 o'clock, it's just to use the bathroom so he can go back to sleep for a couple hours before we get going on the trail. First couple of days out there, I get up, I have coffee, I watch the sun come up, I take a bunch of pictures, make breakfast, and then I wait. And then I sit in a lawn chair and I wait. By the time we hit the road, by the time we hit the trail, the day's half over. The trip's half gone. I lost half my trip to his sleeping.
Why is he always rushing? Why are you always rushing me? We're on vacation. Have some fun. Jim on switchbacks is about the most hilarious thing in the world. See, when we took our trip out west last October, I had already spent 6 months in Southeast Alaska, you know, smashing around on the trails up there, which they have a beautiful place up there, Brown Mountain. I got to meet a lot of the people that were from there, and they took me to different trails. And, you know, you get back into places where I was in a little Bronco too, so it was, you know, wee little truck. And you get back up in places in there with, like, the growth is literally enveloping the truck, where if you don't pay attention to the trail, you're just going to lose it, period. So that was super fun, spending time up on mountains. Jim, on the other hand, didn't handle it so well. If you saw on his Moki Dugway's Blues video, the part where he was talking about going up the mountain and there was a girl on his bumper, that was 100% true. And the part that he left out was he was cussing his head off the whole way up there. And I just sat there very still, because I was like, I'm gonna get murdered if I say anything. I'm gonna get murdered. So what I would do to try to, you know, break the tension, keep him sane, is break out some Sean Connery every so often. My, these switchbacks are lovely today, Jim. Don't you agree? I don't know, I thought he liked it.
Sean Connery. I can't even watch Sean Connery anymore. Cliff, every time he got behind the wheel and got excited, he started trying to do Sean Connery impressions. And he sucks at it. I mean, he sucks at it. Well, you know what? You know, I just, you know, sometimes you just got to grin and bear it and take it on the chin. And God, that was tough. That was tough. That was tough. All right, well, you know, there's always next year. I can find a new co-pilot, right?
I got cracked on a whole lot for not being prepared for the cold weather while we were out west last year. And I'm just assuming that Jim loves the cold weather because it's, you know, synonymous with his cold, dead heart.
I mean, dadgum, I know the boys from the south, but if you're cold, bring a jacket, man. It's October at high elevation. It's gonna be chilly. Learn to cope, man. Jeez.
I guess the point I'm trying to make is, you're out there to have fun. So, you know, choose your co-pilot wisely. Like, don't get stuck out there with some cranky, old, curmudgeonous, swearing Yosemite Sam type old man who just flips out over everything. Because you just don't want that. It's not going to make your trip fun.
All I'm saying is you got to choose that co-pilot wisely. Wisely. You don't want to end up in your front yard in the middle of the minefield, the little poodle minefield, little poodle pellet minefield, until you know what you're getting into. You don't want to wake up and find yourself there. Get to know that person. That's all I'm saying.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them. Hit like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out our Facebook page and our website, bushleagueoverlanding.com, and we'll see you next time.